Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris. So, I think the plan for this part was to potentially go to war with the United Bimilese Coalition because the Geslagan Corporation is going to lose some land to the Bolshevik Empire. Let me go ahead and get my timer started. Although currently right now we are in the process of getting some upgrades done, as well as
our ships have been improved.
Building up some stuff. Why does it say you don't have a large? Because as it turns out, I somehow managed to completely forget to give you something. Also, interestingly, that large is allowed to have... Huh. Okay, well that large slot's allowed to have an orbital drop pod, so, well, larges are what? 20? Yeah, 20. You know, I really don't know, because I don't think you really need 40. 40's kind of overkill. Though I suppose there technically is no such thing as overkill, only underkill. So, when the Neverine Starfleet finishes its upgrades, eventually, we'll go ahead and re-upgrade our carriers so that they can drop 40 troops at any one time instead of just 20. Again, don't really need 40, but why not
the
take 40?
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Citadel of Faith. I do like saving money, so let's go ahead and get the ship upkeep cost finally. What do you got? You're giving me something I don't give a shit about. Also, I should probably go and kill this thing now. Damn it, I keep pressing the wrong freaking button. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go and kill that thing now. Okay, I don't need to sell or buy alloys right this second. Okay, yeah, and then I need to try and build a third fleet, which is... yeah, we're gonna be waiting a while on that one. We're trying to build our dreadnought. Our beautiful, beautiful dreadnought, although admittedly the weapons are kind of puny looking on this ship. The turret models just... they don't scale with the size of the ship, so... on small ships
have been improved.
They are kind of big for the ship model. But then on the larger ship here, it's actually kind of small for such a big ship. There's also kind of a lot of dead space, to be honest. I feel like you probably could easily fit another turret up here. But whatever.
Construction complete.
Keep wanting to right-click to do shit, but I really shouldn't be right-clicking to do shit except rotate the camera, which is not what I'm trying to do. I was playing a different game earlier that uses right-click to drag the screen. I don't know what you're doing. Why aren't you doing anything? Assist research there. They don't really have much, but, you know, every little bit counts. Actually, those dreadnoughts are going a lot faster than I expected them to. There we go. Upgrading that stuff so we can turn them into universities of wisdom. Which, in theory, should give me more stuff. Aren't they supposed to give me, like...
construction complete.
bonus physics research or something? I mean, it's been about a week and a half since I recorded, so I don't actually recall. Where the hell is it? Traditions, there it is. Yes, increases the planet's physics output, which I assume is a modifier to research physics. Yes, and I assume it's wrapped into... from buildings. Is it? Yes, presumably that's what it's wrapped into. But I can't really say for certain, so don't quote me on that.
Our ships have been improved.
Okay, there we go. Let's... Someday I will learn the UI of Stellaris perfectly, so that there's never any issues with me failing to find the right
complete.
button over here to do whatever it is I'm trying to do.
Our ships have been improved.
Yeah, I think we can go kill this thing now with a single fleet. So let's just go and send the Sandinus Starfleet. Sure.
Our ships have been improved.
Oh yes, you have your Dreadnought now, so we get to see the Dreadnought in action. That'll be fun. Did I start my timer? I know I said it was. Yes, okay, I did. That's fine. The General, actually, honestly, I'm just going to retire the Generals. There's no reason to keep them around. Also... you know, let's... get the basic layout of our fleets done. Well, of our new fleet. And I guess he'll just be based out of our capital as well, at least for now. I can currently afford to reinforce 6 ships. Why aren't you updated? Whatever. I could have sworn I told you to upgrade, but apparently you didn't.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Yeah, that makes that cheaper. Deep Shroud Network. That sounds nice, to be honest. But I think we're gonna go for the Zro. Not that it's particularly useful as a resource anymore. You know, back in the day, it used to be a plus to FTL speed. And maybe sensor range as well. I don't recall about that part, but I definitely recall it being a plus to FTL speed. But now these strategic resources are used solely as upkeep and building cost. They're no longer used. Damn. I'll put you in charge. Also, apparently we have one person who is... How are you not psychic? Urine and Fulon. You should be a psychic. All of our people are psychic, but apparently you're not. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to fire you, because I don't need a non-psychic admiral in that specific case, but really just non-psychic, period, really. What do you got? You're wanting to give me a ship. Screw that noise. I don't want it. Okay, and you still have openings
Construction
despite me
complete.
trying to get rid of them. And I can't really do anything to close out any of the other openings you have, so we're just gonna leave that be, I guess. Anything I can do here to help? Yeah. Oops, not replace, build. I can always use more minerals. I don't necessarily need more food. Although admittedly you have a bonus to food production, so I guess I'll have you do that. Also, let's end martial law there. Do I have martial law open anywhere else that doesn't need it? Possibly. You definitely need martial law, though. You don't seem to need it anymore. Well, I guess technically it gets you under 50% if I remove it, but you'll live. Actually, I'm just gonna upgrade that. It's
Heretic
easier.
fleet engaged.
Okay, now let's see. What are they called again? Experimental... Or early prototype lance. What does that look like? They look like tachyon lances. Because I'm pretty sure blue is tachyon lance. And those guys finally calm down. And one of our scientists died. I'm gonna lose some ships, but it should mostly be corvettes if anything. And, you know, at least in this case, those ships that are very close to it are sort of keeping it in place because it's not deciding to move back here to attack my cruisers. So, you know, we kind of get this... kind of the way I wish combat was a little bit more often in Stellaris, where you have fleets that are facing each other rather than in just a giant ball of whatever in the middle, flying around each other, shooting at one another. I kind of prefer this. You know, the way space combat looks in an older anime, say Legend of the Galactic Heroes, where, you know, it's just giant walls of fleets that are just facing each other on opposite ends. So I'll replace those ships that we lose. Like I said, though, it should be mostly corvettes. Yeah, research it.
Updated.
I mean, you never know, it could be useful. I think I have a bunch of science ships that are just sitting around twiddling their thumbs. Yes, I do. Some of them should technically be doing something, but some of them aren't. Where the hell are you going?
Our ships have been improved. Our ships have been improved.
Game was very confused there. It was trying to go up to Tansu, but it doesn't need to go to Tansu. It can go to Bakimza just fine. And yeah, we lost 10 corvettes, but nothing bigger than a corvette. Honestly, I'm probably gonna scrap the corvettes. Now that you know what, yeah, I don't need the corvettes. They're not particularly useful. Let's go for 2 dreadnoughts and a fleet. Double our battleships. Double our battle cruisers. Can I? Not quite. So we'll stick with a single dreadnought, and we'll just sort of double everything underneath it, except for carriers. And by everything, I mean not actually everything, because I can't actually double everything. Not quite. No, that's fine. That's going to be the new fleet composition going forward. And going forward, as I lose corvettes in my first 2 fleets, I'll slowly redo theirs. Admittedly, I say that, although reality is I'm unlikely to ever actually run into that being a situation. If we're being honest, I don't expect to lose very many ships in the vast majority of battles, just because of the way this all works. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. What do you know about the L gates? Thank you. I'll buy some of that stuff off you. Still losing consumer goods. Not significantly hurting us, but we are losing them. Well, apparently you don't have a Ministry of Production, which I kind of want. There we go, that finally got built. Let's go ahead and actually build it. And that'll take a while.
Construction complete.
So in the meantime, it just costs us energy credits, but eventually it'll produce physics research. Other news, what else can I build? Well, I could... well, that's potentially hazardous, so maybe don't build it in a, populated region of space. What's a fairly unpopulated section? I want to say High Buzz over here is probably the best place to build it. Is there any specific requirements to build it? It needs to be in a black hole system. So where's a black hole that is far enough away to where if whatever this potentially hazardous thing is that it could do won't hurt us? Of course, I don't actually know exactly what the hazard is, so it's kind of hard to properly guess this. I want to say Great Wound is probably the best place to do it, if I'm being honest. Great Wound is probably the best place to go.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
There we go, we got this row. Let's go for commercial megaplexes so we can deal with the unemployment on some of the colony worlds.
Our ships have been improved.
Wonderful. You go ahead and get that. And then we're finally done. Well, not quite actually. I got an automated dreadnought here I still gotta destroy, but I can hold off on that a little. Let's see. Admin capacity, that sounds nice. That's an edict, decrease consumer goods, but I don't use edicts. For the most part, actually. I really don't. Order sounds nice. For inner workings, for that plus 25% megastructure build speed. Adopting all decreases the building costs of megastructures. Yeah, I like the sound of that. That actually sounds really nice. But let's just take a quick look. Make sure there's nothing else I'd rather start going down the tree of. Admittedly, Malice is also potentially nice, but not particularly useful, if we're being completely honest here. Actually, I think I'm going to go for Affinity. Yeah, I'm going to go for Affinity. Mostly because I like Pathfinder. I don't really care for the finisher effect. It's not super useful in my opinion. Due in large part because we don't exactly have a multicultural empire. At least not when it comes to the individual planets. Rather, large parts of our empire are fairly
Construction complete.
one species on the planet.
Special project complete.
You did it! You actually did it! Hey, I can even access node 14758-B again. Thank you, really. I'd be glad to keep operations down here running smoothly if you don't mind. Oh, and here. The Care interactive interface reaches out with one appendage behind what looks to be its head and yanks out an ancient chip. Just like I promised, put it to good use. So I gain the relic, the defragmenter, which I don't know what the hell that does, but we also gain... Wait, does it go to that planet or does it go to my... I assume it goes to that planet, considering it's in parentheses right there, so it's not as useful as I was hoping for initially. So the planet will now have Care interactive interface for plus 10% energy credits. Which, I mean, is useful, but... Well, you got mostly generator districts, actually. So you know what? It is actually very useful. Let's go ahead and colonize this. No. I kind of like that. Yes, let's call the relic world the Crypts of Glolenin. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. And you can't go anywhere, of course. Buy alloys, sell food and minerals.
Construction complete.
Send is now in session for collective waste management, which is going to pass because, as it stands right now, literally nobody is opposing it, and, well, I'm about the only person who could prevent it from passing.
Special project complete.
A closer analysis of the egg shards has allowed us to develop a technology that will reproduce some of the void spawn eggs' remarkable energy-retaining qualities in our own solar plants. So we gain research option gargantuan evolution and plus 30% progress towards it. You're not doing anything. I'm gonna send you to Darbana. You're not doing anything right now, so how about you also go to Darbana? Actually, you're not the closest. How about you go to there, just to get you out of the way. Actually, I probably shouldn't put you there, because that's right on the border. Well, almost right on the border.
Our ships have been improved.
You go to Darbana. You go to there. And, oh, somebody added something. Relocate Galactic Market. No, that's mine. You are not relocating my damn Galactic Market. Reverse engineering is an option now. Let's go ahead and do that again. What do we get? We get artifact emissions. Not sure how useful that is. I mean, I'm sure I can find a use for it, but admittedly, I'm also not sure how useful it is.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
You'll be waiting a while for that. Gargantuan evolution plus 5% energy credits. Not that I really need that. I mean, it's useful, but I don't desperately need it. That's still gonna take far too long. I think we're just gonna go for something quick and easy to research. Actually, you know what? 9 months for that is fine. Now, let's go ahead and upgrade the commercial zones. on any planet that has one, and particularly any planet that has unemployment. And let's go ahead and deal with this. Yeah. Scum and villainy.
Construction complete.
Okay, so I need to redo your thing because you lost one of those. It was, what? 4 battleships? Yeah, that's fine. And you can't do anything until you get there. Research the projects first and then survey the system. And you know what? What's the absolute worst that could happen? Let's go ahead and build the construction site around Yitram's Abyss. It's far enough away from any habitable planet that it, you know, if it causes a explosion that goes 5 systems out, it's not going to negatively impact us. Or at least, you know, that's the thought process. I guess we'll see how accurate that is in the future. Let's see. Anything? Nope, they're all going fine. Getting those upgrades out of the way.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Go. Again, I kind of like the shroud thing. But that's 50 months. That's a little too long for my taste. So let's just go for the leader lifespan. That's a nice 8 months. I really gonna have to build.
Construction complete.
Yeah, game's gonna make me do that, isn't it, at some point? Just one of the things I have been avoiding doing. Because I just don't want to. But eventually I'm gonna have to actually, you know, start collecting the trade. So, I'll probably find a nice, fairly central location. And just build up that area.
Construction complete.
I like the idea of doing it here. I can't really do anything with the planet there, but eventually it'll be nice to colonize. Even if its precursor artifact is not particularly useful. Also, somehow it has both strong magnetic fields and weak magnetic fields.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Not sure if I want to know exactly how that works. Okay, artifact emissions allows us to, I guess, collect small amounts of artifacts every month, thus we gain 0.1 artifact a month. Which is not a whole lot. Colony development speed could be nice, but I don't plan to do a whole lot of colonizing anymore. At least, not in the immediate future, so I think I'm going to go for applied abstract physics. In other news, we have better reactors. And, I mean, you know what better reactors mean. Ah, damn, not quite. There we go. Close enough. Okay, but you can actually afford to have the nice fancy one. There's my timer. Let's go ahead and finish doing these upgrades and then we'll end the part here. So all of our stuff and our escort carrier has been wrecked, apparently. I'm guessing the mod updated and it changed the layout of escort carriers. Doesn't really matter because I'm not using them. But, you know, nonetheless. Those are 100. I may not be using them, but you know, I like to have functional designs so that should I have to build them for whatever reason, I know that they'll function. Yeah, that's the battle cruiser. Wasn't there some, oh, was it the carrier? Yes, it's the carrier. Let's get the shields upgraded first. And then we'll throw any excess power we have available into the fancy schmancy stuff we have. Chance to hit sounds nice. And our dreadnought, which does not need that because it just gains 2,000 power. We're going from a 0-point reactor to a graviton reactor. Even though the 0-point is perfectly fine, but you know, a little bit of a boost in damage from having excess power is always nice. Goes from +1 to +3%, so yeah, we're gonna keep that. We shall go ahead and do you as well, not that you need it. But no reason you can't stand to have it. I think I'm gonna give you afterburners. And someday I'll get around to getting tier 2 afterburners, but you know, not right now. Okay, I'm not allowed to use that on both slots, apparently. That's fine. Don't need it in both slots. That's actually pretty cheap. Let's go ahead and get that done. There's our... Nope. There's our nice fancy dreadnought actually out and about. And sell the
Our
excess
ships
minerals.
have been improved.
I wasn't paying attention to where our fleet power was prior to the
The
upgrade,
spirits
but
have granted us new wisdom.
I assume it didn't change significantly. Nothing I really... Well, command matrix is nice for the plus to fire rate. 7 months for Titans. You know what? Let's go ahead and let the 7 months go by. Oh, yes, and we got a fancy new thing. What does the defragmenter do? Passive effect is a minus 10% to robot upkeep. But if I activate it for 120 months, I will have plus 20% monthly energy credits and plus 10% research speed to engineering, which will in theory, help me get the Titans faster if I really cared to try and get those as fast as possible. But I'm fine waiting 6 months. But turns out, it's not super useful. Okay, wow, okay, that's a very different event window, so I was a little confused as to what the hell it was talking about. So, the construction site for our planned Event Horizon offset facility is completed and ready for the next stage. Once we have the necessary resources, construction of the facility may commence. Good. Let's build it. It's like 576 days, so next part we shall see that. Let's see, you're going from 117.
We are spreading our faith to a new world.
Yep, great job, guys. I'm paying attention to how much our fleet improves from these upgrades.
Debris analyzed.
What am I missing? Well, there's a Titan. Mega Engineering, 106 months. Nope, not happening. Let's go for superfluid materials. What do you need? You need a little bit extra of alloys. Apparently you were just a little shy.
Complete. Our ships have been improved.
So you went about 3K. Wonderful. Okay, what do our Titans look like real quick? I like... Okay, I can give it a Titan bow. And here we go. Same... Minor issue with mods. So there are apparently two Titans of the Titan bow. The default one that the game is trying to use, which only has a single T slot, or the Nova bow, as it's actually called here, that one of the mods I'm using apparently adds in, which gives it, ooh, oh, go, I like that. Oh, I really like that. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna hurt when it jumps into a system. But as I was saying, I don't actually have the ability to choose the Titan bow that has a single T slot. My options are the Annihilator for an X or Nova for 2 Ts. I'm gonna go for 2 Ts. What's your max range? Well, your max range is 250, so I guess really the question is, what is the range of your smallest weapon that I care for you to actually use on a regular basis? In this case, it's the max range I can choose for artillery, which is 120. Now we're not going to be able to put a Titan in any of our fleets right now because they don't have the fleet space, actually. Or the fleet size, whatever it's called. No, but we'll fix that. I don't need the sensor range. It's not super useful. And definitely not right now. Do I want to give it a Mars? It doesn't have any point defense of its own, so no, probably not. I do like that those stack, so let's just put 3 fire control systems. Okay, there are diminishing returns. Because with 1, we have 933.9 damage per tick. Or second, or whatever. I prefer to go with tick. If I put a second one on there, it jumps to 1016. But if I add a third, it only goes to Well, actually, I guess it's about actually what it should be going to, I guess. I think there is a little bit of diminishing returns, but it's not substantial. So shield destabilizer for effect on own fleet, increase shield penetration on enemies. And on enemies, 20% shield nullification and a decrease to their daily shield regen. For fleet command network, to increase the shield hit points on ships of my fleet. I don't know how that works, but okay. And daily shield regen, again, don't quite know how that one works, but okay. The fire rate I can kind of get a little. Weapons damage, not so much. Weapons range, again, not so much, but okay. Accuracy, sure, and tracking, sure. We're gonna go for that. This thing's gonna fire ridiculously fast. 3 of those giving it plus 10% ship fire rate, and then the command network giving an extra 10% fire rate. And then plus any research that I complete that gives even more fire rate. God, this thing's gonna be firing its T and X slot like there's no tomorrow. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I can't fit this in any of my fleets right now. Oh, I can. Okay, game. I'm building these. And technically I can fit 10. I'm not actually going to build 10. How much? Damn, this thing's expensive. How much does it cost? Oh, 4,000? I think I can come up with 4,000. No, I can get at least one, maybe? What am I missing? The assembly yards, yes, of course. How could I forget the assembly yards? The oh so important assembly yards. Now that that's out of the way, or at least it's being built, next part, we shall build a Titan. Or 2. And then I think that is when we will go to war with one of our neighbors. Interestingly, the Gasalan Corporation continues to hang on, even though they shouldn't be. Maybe we'll go to war with them. I'm not quite sure, because, you know, I kind of expected them to lose more land, but they kind of seem to be doing a good job of hanging on. Much more than they probably should be, all things considered. But they got stuff I want. Actually, no, they don't. It's the Bosugish who have stuff I want. But the Bosugish I don't care to go to war with right now. I prefer to do a total war against them, and I don't have that option right this second. Actually, that's not true. Colossus Project. Yes. Acknowledged. Can I start that? 38 months. You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna start that. We're gonna start the Colossus Project now. It's technically started now. We won't actually be putting any research into it until next part. Breaking the Shroud I don't care to do. We might be religious, but we don't give a crap about the Shroud. And 6 months for that. I think that'll wait. The 3 months for the applied abstract physics, because why not? So that'll be it for this part. I will see you all next time. I do want to go ahead and give a quick mention real quick that I think this is probably going to be my last Stellaris series for a little bit. Just to try and mix things up on the channel a little bit. I think once this series is over, I'm probably going to step away from doing Let's Plays of Stellaris for a little while. And that includes any mods, total conversion mods like Star Trek New Horizons and whatever the Star Wars one is called. I'm failing to remember what it's called right now. I'll still obviously play it in my spare time myself, but yeah, I think this will be the last time, for at least a little while, that I do an actual Let's Play series for Stellaris once this series is over, which, admittedly, I could end it right now, but I don't want to. I want to show off a little bit more of the fancy stuff some of these mods allow. So we're gonna let it keep going for a bit longer. Maybe I'll end it around part 30, we'll see. It depends on how I'm feeling. So I'll see you all next time. Quick reminder, I do have a Patreon. You can find a link to that down below in the description if you wish to become a patron. That helps the channel out immensely. Down there you will also find a link to my Discord, which I highly recommend joining so you can stay updated on channel happenings, so you know when I have interruptions to my recording schedule or whatever the case may be. But that'll be it. I will see you all next time, but until then, goodbye and farewell.